be a champion, you must win. But to be a great champion, you must win against the best.
Oh, tap! The choke was on so tight.
On September 25th and 26th, Who's Number One will crown its first ever reigning champion. 8 of the world's best grapplers will enter the gauntlet, but only one of them will leave with a belt around their waist and $30,000 richer. The 155-pound division is arguably the most competitive division in grappling. It will host veteran contenders, brash newcomers, but most importantly, exhilarating finishes. The stakes don't get any bigger than this. This is the road to Who's Number One championships.
I'm not really trying to get too much in his head. I'm just being honest. I don't know him as a person that well. I have a problem with people being too nice to each other, you know what I mean? Like, before you compete, it's just not my style. Like, I like that tension. You know, I'm not trying to be friends. I want his jiu-jitsu to talk. So no friends till after, you know? After we get, eat a pizza, be chill about it. But, you know, when we handshake, we're going to war, baby.
A 3-time ADCC veteran, Geo Martinez. Representing Boop's Garage, BJJ, Mikey Musumeci.
One of the most beloved grapplers of any weight class division. Oh, and look at that, Geo turning down the handshake from Mikey. Geo, very much a veteran. And I gotta say, I think that Mikey is a little bit spooked by the fact that Geo didn't want to shake hands. We'll have to see how that manifests itself in the match.
Like I said, I get really bad anxiety before matches where like I'm shaking and stuff. So the first match always gets rid of your jitters.
Oh, on the armbar here from Mikey Musumeci, looking for the finish.
And all the way out. Oh my God.
Across the hip. Using a breakman to push it across the hip. If Geo gets out, he's going to be on his legs.
I felt like it was me attacking him every second and him just countering and trying to defend my attack.
He is not out of danger yet. Squirming, using every ounce of his flexibility.
Oh, he's out. Oh my God.
My biggest takeaway from the match was my finishing, my breaking mechanics. I just had to improve a little bit. I feel like I got to all the correct submissions that I would finish people in the gym. But in a competition, and how versatile and durable Geo is, I felt like it was difficult to finish the spots that should have tapped.
How do you feel after such a match?
Man, you know, like we're both black belts in jiu-jitsu. I've been such a fan of Geo, watching him nogi for so many years. I'm so disappointed in the behavior he had with me on the mat. What a low-class person, you know, like horrible. I can't believe this guy is a black belt, you know.
Strong words, Mikey.
I don't care what skill you have in jiu-jitsu. If you carry yourself like that, you shouldn't be a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
During the hand raise, I could see that you were a little unhappy.
I said to him, do you think I care about winning this match? I don't care about that at all. We're setting an example for the next generation, you know? That's ridiculous how he's behaving. You know, it's ridiculous.
I said like 2 little things and now I'm like the bad guy, you know? Now I'm just like the worst guy. I shouldn't even have my black belt because I said 2 little things to him, you know? Like, yeah, I can respect him. He's part of the community. He trains and I train, and it's hard to hate on someone's lifestyle that lives the same life you do, you know what I mean? Like, I can respect that, but, you know, obviously I felt he was super sensitive about me talking smack before the tournament, and it got to him, and that's fine, you know? It is what it is.
I would love to fight Geo again. All the shit talk, all that stuff, like, I got emotional at the end, but I was the whole match composed, you know, I kept the same energy. My emotions were all over the place, you know. I just needed a good, like, 2 minutes to sit down, chill, and be like, Mikey, just relax, and then I would have been way different in my post-fight interview. I really felt what I said, you know. My view of jiu-jitsu is not how Geo is, so that's my view. Everyone has their own view. Who am I to say how he should be? Anyone that likes my view of jiu-jitsu, awesome. If you don't like my view of jiu-jitsu, awesome. Much respect to you.
The unexpected rivalry between Geo and Mikey has taken center stage in the 155-pound division. Although Mikey walked away on top, their paths could cross again in September.
The Who's Number One Championship, I think, is going to be the biggest event in jiu-jitsu history. You know, like, the level of competition on this card is insane, and the format is why it's going to be the biggest, because it's going to be just pure jiu-jitsu and pure excitement. I could see every match on this card being all finishes. So Who's Number One event, just in general, is the best format in jiu-jitsu, because it's literally just jiu-jitsu for jiu-jitsu. Whoever has the best jiu-jitsu wins, and if you try to do anti-jiu-jitsu, you lose. I feel like a lot of the other formats favor people to play anti-jiu-jitsu. So even training for Who's Number One, I love it because I could just focus on getting my technical development in jiu-jitsu better. You know, so that's all I'm able to focus on, and I love it. Fighting Geo again would be awesome. You know, that might be one of the best fights ever. For me, I grew up just doing tournaments my whole life, multiple matches. So this actually favors me. So I feel like I'm gonna even do better than my super fights in this. I feel like in Who's Number One rules, I don't have to just play such a conservative, strategical game. All I know is I'm going to make my jiu-jitsu the best it could be. So if I am the champion, it's because of my work ethic, you know, because I'm never not improving. I'm never not working hard.
For Geo, however, the freak lifestyle never stops. And love him or hate him, Geo doesn't change for anyone.
This is where I really pull a lot of inspiration from, just growing up around here and not really having much to grow up. The beach has always been free. It's always a good place to go to. You can have money or have no money. Over here it's just like good energy. You know, the ocean, the waves, all that stuff feels good. And every time I come back, I always like to connect with my roots. And my roots is really just like expressing who I am as a, you know, individual. And Jiu-Jitsu has allowed me to express who I am, and I've been having fun doing it. You know, people could judge me and say whatever, but I'm just doing what I feel is natural and what I love to do. So I'm gonna appreciate every day I get to do what I love. Man, I'm super grateful, and I can't wait to keep pushing and seeing what else I do. Yeah, we're in 10 Planet Oceanside, which is my dojo, part of the 10 Planet Freaks dojos over here in San Diego. It's perfect for jiu-jitsu because we have good times here training really hard, and my dream was to have a gym next to the beach and pier, and now I have it, so I'm living my dream. Obviously, Mikey beat me in the 80cc rule sets, ended up taking my back, and I had a good conversation with our jiu-jitsu, and it was really interesting, and I learned a lot about his game and my game, and he ended up winning fair and square, and that's just the way of the game. If it was my day, I feel I could win. You know, I still feel I can beat Mikey. Just because you beat me in the rule set doesn't mean you have my number. It was just as your day, you beat me in that rule set, but there's a lot more, you know that I can bring to the table. And, you know, I don't feel sorry for myself. They won, that's cool. I'll see them again. I'm gonna come ready, and it's gonna be my day, because that's the kind of mentality I have.
Did you guys see that move on FloGrappling?
He taught me that move, I've been myself since day one. You know, people that know me and come and train with me, or people that met me through tournaments and just like hanging around the scene, they know who I am, and I feel you can still respect me and still respect Mikey at the same time. Like, Mikey is who he is. Like, I have a rivalry against him when it comes down to jiu-jitsu. I want to smash him, I want to beat him. I don't think that's that bad, you know, I'm just competitive. He's the one on top. So Mikey, like, I don't hate you. The whole thing was, if we go to a competition, I'm gonna try to beat you. It is a game, you know, it's a battle out there. It's all love, it's all fun. I do what I do, and I represent my crew, my flag, the 10 Planet Freaks. When we're out there in the battlefield, only one can survive, and that's just the way it goes. If it's just me being myself and believing in the things I believe and that makes me the villain, then I guess I am the villain. Kade is one of the only guys in the list that I really respect and could consider a friend. I wouldn't mind competing against them if I had to compete against them. I know that they're gonna bring that energy that's gonna get everybody excited. And obviously I wouldn't mind a rematch versus Mikey. I feel I will have a different strategy in this rule set and, you know, put on another exciting match.
It's going to take a lot to take Geo out of his game. He is extremely competitive.
I just know when you got guys like me and Mikey, they're super hungry, good things happen. You know, people want to watch, people want to see it. And in my division, I want to beat all these guys. You know, I don't care what history we have, none of those guys are going to be my friend. I don't know, hate me for that. These young lions are coming hard, and this wolf isn't gonna back down. I'm gonna stay here ready to go and ready to attack. When it's my time, it's my time.
Known as the veteran of the group, Geo may have the most experience in high-level competition, but he'll have to be ready to take on the next generation of champions if he wants to claim the strap.
My name is ABATE. I'm 16 years old. I'm a blue belt training out of Art of Jiu-Jitsu in Costa Mesa, California. I think one of my greatest strengths is just being comfortable wherever the fight is. I'm comfortable being on top and bottom, comfortable with takedowns. I don't feel like I'm gonna get outclassed if I'm going against a wrestler. I practice leg locks with some of the best leg lockers. So I feel like wherever the fight can go, I'll be comfortable and I'll be able to exceed and get the submission. I think with the Who's Number One fights, this will be like a good breakout event for me. Obviously, like the other 7 guys are some of the best 155 pounders in the world. So I think this is going to be a huge opportunity for me. I mean, I'm 16 and a blue belt. If they don't know who I am, then they're in for a rude awakening. Like, that's how I picture it. I think it'd be a great fight against Mikey. He's been in the sport for so many years, kind of had a similar path as me, started very young. I think my game matches up well against him. He's very calculated with the strategy and the way he fights. I'll obviously be trying to impose my game so that he's not in a comfortable spot. So yeah, I can't wait. I think that'd be an awesome match.
Well, obviously, Cole is going to be like a future legend. His level is insane.
Look at this, still hunting the leg. Wiltsey's trying to roll through, but ABATE is just not letting go of it. Rotational shoulder lock. There is the finish.
It's going to be really exciting to see him challenge himself with the top people.
Cole, obviously, he's like the young guy that has nothing to lose, but nowadays in grappling, there's guys that are 16 but been training for 10 plus years already. You know, these guys, you can't underestimate them just because they have so much experience.
I've been working for this moment for so long, I just can't wait to capitalize on it and actually see how I do at that highest level. Obviously, like a lot of those guys in the division are world champions, even like guys that have competed at ADCC, so there's ADCC veterans. Any match that I draw the first round is gonna be like a world final or an ADCC final. Like those guys are all the top guys in the division.
With his strong wrestling pedigree and relentless pressure, Josh has begun making waves on the black belt scene.
He's out. He's out. He's out. Wow.
Already with some high-profile wins under his belt, the newcomer is setting his sights even higher.
My name is Joshua Anthony CISNEROS. I'm a black belt under Tom Knox at Elite Team VISALIA. I think Who's Number One is, I would say, probably the perfect rule set for my style in no-gi. I think that's probably the biggest prize money event I've ever seen. It's go time. It's time to turn it up and go crazy. 100%, balls to the wall, just going all out. So to have this opportunity, I'm gonna go out there and put on a show for you guys. I am a younger guy. I think I would say I have the same amount of experience because I've been competing since I was a kid as well. I like no-gi because it's a scrap. It reminds me a lot of wrestling. It's just a scrap. But in the gi, it's a lot harder because I feel there are a lot of mind games. Winning worlds in the gi is insanely tough, and to be able to do that not once but multiple times, you're that guy. I want to be one of those guys who wins the gi, but I'm not leaving no-gi out. I'm coming for everything in no-gi as well. But man, everyone has a great chance of winning this tournament. I don't see anyone else in here besides maybe Mikey and Kade Ruotolo giving me a tough time. Mikey's a hammer. In 2018, he came down for a seminar in Fresno County, mopped the floors with me in the gi. I want to run that one back. So to be able to get a potential matchup with him, I'm super excited. I'm fired up for that one. Okay, I want to see if we're at the same level, or if he's so far away, how can I close that gap? So I'm looking to close that gap between us and hopefully come out on top with the win. Kade is one of those guys who's a hammer. I know he does not stop. There's gonna be some intensity in that match. Okay, we're gonna get physical with each other, but for sure, we're going for the kill non-stop. If he wants to move, I like to move too, because that creates openings. I know he can go for anything. He's all around too. But I know he loves to scrap. I like to scrap too, so let's scrap.
If you're a fan of submission grappling, it's hard to not marvel at the skills and technique of Kade Ruotolo. Lightning quick speed, precision timing, and a willingness to push himself to the limits make Kade the man to beat at 155. Kade has been working towards this moment for years, and if he is able to walk away from September as champion, it would solidify him as the #1 grappler in the world.
It's been pretty epic, you know? We've been kind of introduced more into like the pro competition scene, and I believe that at the end of this year and leading into the next year, mentally and eventually physically, like my brother and I are going to be in a spot where I don't think, I think it's going to be really hard to stop us.
Welcome to the Roots Academy. This is our childhood home. Basically grew up here in Huntington Beach. As you can see, we got the mats here, the garage all matted out. I think we've had this kind of set up for the last 5 years. And I think it's honestly contributed to how fast we've grown, for sure. Just all these everyday wars in here.
Yeah. But yeah, man, this is like the room where Kade and I like sit down, and like when we're like trying to think about like different techniques or something new, or we're trying to figure something out, this is like usually where we do it.
I don't know if you guys have seen this thing before, but these are pretty epic.
Yeah.
So we got all kinds of toys in here. Yeah, it's basically just like a little playground in here for us. You know, now that we got our apartment out in San Diego, we've kind of been spending a lot more time down there. But this is the home base.
Look, these are little surf contests from growing up. I remember this was the 2017 CCSA Summer Surf Series. Kade Ruotolo, first place. I treasure that more than all those. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, there's Kade. Guess who I beat in the final for this trophy? This guy.
That's, I think, contributed to a lot of like why we've gotten better, is like we will never let each other be better than each other for like a day. Like if you submit me one day or 2 days in a row, then the third day I'm coming in so hot, you know. I can't let that happen, you know, and same for him, you know, so. It's good to come back here like on the weekends, save it up to family, you know, and we've been spending more time here since we got evicted, so.
Oh, I'm so pumped. I think my bracket's sick. Pretty much how's everyone around, you know what I mean? Like everyone I've been trying to get matches with, or everyone that maybe wants to match with me, kind of all just mixed into one. It's gonna be epic. In the 155-pound division, I personally, in the most humble way possible, I don't see anyone beating me, you know? I feel like I'm just gonna stay on top, keeping a solid pace and exhausting my opponents, and in the midst of them getting exhausted, finding the submission. I have some of the better wrestling out of all the guys, and once I'm on top, I feel like it's gonna be really difficult to either get on my leg or sweep me, you know, and especially in that weight division, so I'm confident leading into it for sure. Cole, I think this is gonna be like one of his first really, really big tests for sure, and it's always cool to see some fresh blood in there, some young blood. He has a great future ahead of him, you know, he's super young.
It'll be a battle of generations, and at one point him and his brother were like the top kids, so they were always looked at as like the kids that would go into the adult division and do big things. Now we finally get to meet, but yeah, I can't wait. I think that's a great fight.
Yeah, there's a lot of beasts in there, so we'll see, you know. I'm excited to see him in there. I think a lot of people are excited to see me and Mikey, possibly. I think that's a super intriguing matchup for sure. I know he's a technician, always been around watching him compete.
I think Kade is the future of Jiu-Jitsu. He's so young and he's already so dominant. It would be an amazing challenge for me, you know. He's so unorthodox, right? It would be really a big test for me to see what would happen.
It's weird, like I don't think I've felt this way for a competition in ever, you know, like matches I go in there like, oh yeah, that'll be a cool match, like let's see how, you know, like, but this one I'm just excited. Like I know what I'm gonna do, and with the 15-minute sub-only rule set, I love it because I can kind of just fire off my submissions and just keep a pace on my opponent. You guys could expect just a lot of movement, a lot of submission attacks, and a lot of pace. And especially in this next one in September, I think you're gonna see a lot of violence, like a lot of aggression. So I'm coming in for that money for sure. Whoever wins this bracket for sure will be deserving of that #1 spot, and I'm stoked that on September 25th I'll finally get that opportunity.
This is the future of jiu-jitsu right here.
I'm 100% confident I'm going to go in here and I'm going to come out with the win.
My goal is obviously to win. I'm going there with the intentions of making a statement.
Like I said, this division, I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. It's all epic names, you know, it's action, it's completely action-packed.
I want to win this tournament. You know, I want to take these guys out.
I don't know what will happen. All these guys are so freaking good, but I'll be the champion.
8 grapplers have a chance to etch their name in grappling history forever. But only one can be crowned the first ever Who's #1 champion. This is a test of skill and technique, of power and will, to find out who is ready to take the next step and defend their title as #1. Find out September 25th and 26th as you watch it unfold right here live on FloGrappling.